What's up everybody and welcome to, I guess, the first episode of a new series. In the past I posted videos called My Favorite Mods both for Fallout 4 and for Skyrim Special Edition. They were actually extremely well received, so today I'm kind of deciding to turn this into a monthly or even bi-monthly series that I'll post every once in a while or when my favorite mods change. So I don't really want to spam the series or anything like that because, again, my favorite mods sometimes may last for a little bit longer or change, but as we go through different periods, my mods that I tend to kind of go back to time and time again do change. Even from my original top 5 videos, I have totally different opinions now, so I figure why not every month or two I'll post this series just to keep you guys updated and show you some cool mods that I find myself going back to time and time again. Mods in this series are really going to be more ones that in my eyes kind of withstood the test of time, ones that even beyond my initial impressions I find like, wow, these are really good mods and they are just really high quality. So with all that being said, if you guys do like the idea for the series, I would love some feedback in the comments. If you do want to support the video, you could do so by leaving a like and a comment. Due to YouTube's new algorithm, that's actually just the best way to support videos on YouTube now. But with all that being said, if you do enjoy, I encourage you to consider subscribing. But with that, let's just jump right into it. So the first mod I do want to show you guys is one I only just discovered but found myself playing with quite a bit. That's going to be the Holy Machete. This is going to be a mod by Mike Moore, basically based off the Book of Eli machete. So the Book of Eli is actually one of my favorite movies. I really enjoyed that movie and I felt like it has a lot of similarities in the theme of that movie as compared to Fallout 4. On top of that, I actually have kind of an interesting way of using melee weapons in Fallout 4. Maybe not super interesting, but I don't see a lot of other people doing it this way. Basically, I typically prefer to have a melee weapon just kind of hotbarred on my character, although I don't primarily use melee weapons. I just like having it there as kind of a third or second weapon. And for that, I think the Holy Machete is actually a great addition to the game. I think it looks very cool. I especially like some of the different weapon mods where you could have it kind of have flames and be serrated. And again, it is pretty high quality, and that coupled with the fact that it's from one of my favorite movies just makes me really enjoy the melee weapon mod, where I really don't particularly like melee weapon mods. I find them to be a little bit boring, but this one is pretty interesting, and again, having it as a secondary weapon is very nice. So next up we have Ellen the Cartographer. This is a mod that I found right around the same time the Mercenary Pack did come out, and I found myself actually really enjoying this. For whatever reason, I feel like Fallout 4 doesn't have a ton of really good companion mods. At least contrasting Skyrim, which has a ton of really good companion mods. It feels like every week on Nexus for Skyrim, there is at least one companion mod in the hot files. For Fallout 4, we never really had that same trend. Maybe it was because the companions in the vanilla game were stronger, or maybe just people don't enjoy companions in shooting and stuff, because frankly the AI isn't nearly as good, and when they're just running up to people and meleeing them, it's much easier for them to be effective, while in Fallout 4 they miss a lot of shots and position badly. Regardless, I found Ellen to be one of the best companion mods for Fallout 4 right now, as well as I just found her to be very enjoyable and fun to use. She is fully voiced as well as has a fully working quest for her. It wasn't working originally, it had some glitches, but the mod author has gone back, updated it, and now it again is fully working, which is really nice to see.
I've been exploring our great former America for some time now, trying to create the best druid available to reunite the country with itself.
She also does have a custom perk available, as well as just has a kind of cool backstory as to why she's there. You're supposed to help her kind of map out the area, which is kind of nice. I like having the companions with a purpose. They're not just like, oh, hey, yeah, I'll follow you around. All around, I found her very enjoyable to use, and one thing I really liked is I didn't find her voicing to be kind of overly annoying. Some companions speak way too often, in my eyes at least, become a little bit obnoxious. This is definitely not going to be one of those, and all around, I enjoyed my time with Ellen. So up next we have the Wasteland Ranger outfit. So this is actually an armor mod I didn't initially love, but it actually has grown on me as I've used it time and time again. So as you can see, basically what this is going to add in is a new outfit mod. One thing I really love about outfit mods, and I've said this so many times now on my channel, is I like ones that both have a rugged but functional feel to them. That is basically the embodiment of this outfit mod. For whatever reason, I found myself kind of steering away from different armor mods because I just don't really like the look of armor. It doesn't seem very practical for you to be walking around in full set of kind of plate or heavy armor all the time. But on the flip side, some of these mods that do look a little bit more rugged, like you are again out on the wasteland and kind of traveling a lot, I think just fit much more nicely. And again, I find myself steering towards those things like the Rebel, and now things like the Wasteland Ranger outfit. It does actually come in a male and a female version. Obviously I'm only using the female version right here, and I actually really like a lot of the different accessories that come by default on the armor. So you have the backpack, the gun, some of the different goggles. It really spices up the armor and makes it look kind of crazy or hectic without overdoing it, and again, it gives the armor a little bit of a personality, which I do really like. All around, it's definitely a high quality armor and one I keep finding myself going back to. Okay, so this one's a big one. Automatically lowered weapons is a mod that is really just a quality of life improvement, but this is going to definitely be in kind of my top 5 favorite mods overall now. I really like the look and feel of lowered weapon mods in the past. I didn't like having my weapon pointed at other people as I was talking to them and just doing different things. Obviously not everyone's going to agree with me with that, but again, it just wasn't really for me. So there's really 2 big options there. You could either have button lowered weapons, so you'll hit a button and then your weapons will lower, which I just didn't really like. It was never my cup of tea. I liked how they were doing it automatically, or just lowered weapons, but the big issue with lowered weapons is it was kind of just a set timer, so it would just lower your weapons after a certain amount of time, even if there's 2 enemies standing next to you shooting you. And then it was kind of awkward. It was like, alright, yeah, I'm hiding behind this cover as I'm getting shot at, but my guy's just gonna lower his weapon. It's like, alright, well, that's kind of weird. Well, then with the release of automatically lowered weapons, what it does is if you're in combat or were in combat or there's enemies around you, your weapons will not be lowered. Again, it's a pretty simple thing. Maybe not everyone's going to like it as much as I do, but I think it's a huge improvement. You've probably seen it in all of my videos since the mod actually was released, because again, I pretty much had it installed consistently and been using it consistently since it's been released. At the end of the day, I find it to be a pretty large quality of life improvement, especially over the previous versions of this mod. So last but not least, and probably coming as no surprise to many of you, is going to be the M1 Garand. So I did cover this in my upcoming mod series quite extensively. I pretty much had this in every episode of that series for a few weeks, simply because I was so excited for this mod, and now actually getting to play it and having its full release and then having some of the bug patches. It is an awesome mod, and again, going to be one of my favorite weapon mods for Fallout 4 right now, and definitely going to be flat out my favorite World War II era weapon mod, which I kind of trend to. For whatever reason, in Fallout 4, I actually really like a lot of the different World War II weapons available, and even just some of the older school weapons. I think they fit into the game really well, and I just find myself to enjoy using them. On top of that, I really like medium to long range rifles. I've said this time and time again, and obviously the M1 Garand is going to fit that role perfectly. Axis was generous enough to actually give me a pre-release copy of this, and pretty much since I got the pre-release copy, I've been using this mod consistently in all of my videos, even if you guys don't realize it, because sometimes I'm using an armor mod or kind of a weapon mod. 9 times out of 10, since this has been released, I've had it on my character, at least in my inventory, and maybe I'll use it when I'm not actually filming. All around, it is an extremely high quality mod. I'm really happy to see it's getting so much attention. It's been on the top of Bethesda.net for quite a while now, as well as it's one of the top downloaded mods in the Nexus for the past 60 days. So definitely a big shout out to Axis for his quality work, and I'm definitely excited to see what he's going to be working on next. That's going to wrap it up for this episode of my favorite mods. Kind of weird saying that. I'm not used to starting a new series. I've been doing all of my existing series for like 3-4 months plus now. Regardless, let me know in the comments down below. Are you excited to see this as a series, or you're like, oh, now you're just doing clickbait and I don't want to see this anymore? I am genuinely interested in what you guys have to say. Regardless, if you did watch to this point in the video, let me know by commenting lighter down below. As always, I thank you for watching again, and I do hope to see you all next time. Later.